Grand Rise. Life seems to pull each mind in so many different directions. So many different directions. You never get a chance to solidify what is actually taking place, right? It's just always the immediate definition or the immediate perception of how you would like to define the circumstance. Well, I like this little sunspot right here. Well, life is never as complicated as we make it out to be. It only gets like that when you compile thoughts that are not relevant to the circumstance, like not understanding the detriment of the circumstance and fully. And when that's taking place, is like the mind imagines the emotional concept into a physical reality. So this is why we outburst, or why we feel the need to speak towards the circumstance as it is. Like, you can dig it to where it's going to get rough and it's going to get wild. That's because of the belief in the circumstance. But once there's no more belief in it, it doesn't state to build reality in your life. And this goes for everything. Like, you can put this shit on everything. But in reality, like, this goes on everything. From one thought that builds into another perception of understanding soon to come into fruition, meaning it will be reality. So this is how fear brings things about. Like, when you're afraid, it allows the situation to keep going on and on and on because of your belief in the situation, because your connection to that, you seeing that as something potential, and then you subsequently see that when you're by yourself. So it starts to become a base integrity, to when now, since it's in your circumference of thinking, you bring it into fruition. You make it real. And that's the power of our minds. Whether we know it or not, the world is subsequently a bunch of thoughts that came into fruition in different aspects, and where you sit in these particular thoughts are the value of jurisdiction. So that's how power speaks, right? Like, if you were powerful enough to create a reality from nothing to financial to physical, and then other people come around into your reality that you created, you have to find a place. So this is how things get is how things in the world we live in get thrown out of whack, when it's certain things are set in the motion. Certain things are set in the motion for righteous things to take place, for the creation of that area, and then something else comes about. It has to make a place for itself. And knowing that the power of the mind allows these things to come into fruition. So ultimately, the job is to make you believe. So if I can make you believe certain things, then I can ultimately have you think and bring the life that I want into fruition. This shit get deep, yo. This shit get real deep. And people are so apt to deal with convenience. They want everything right now, even when it comes to understanding. They want to know and see things how they see it, opposed to what the mechanics to shit is. So if you're not dealing with the mechanics of stuff and you just dealing with the surface value of it, you ain't gonna never know how to really drive the car, or actually stop it if it's needed, because some cars don't need to be moved. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's subsequently the value of attendance and being involved in circumstances. Is like, something has to get you apart, have to get you to it, have to get you moving, have to separate you from the value of what you are. Why would I cut a piece of the root off? That's stupid. So the system that we live in ensures that we separate the roots from its foundation in each family. Like this shit, I don't make this shit up. It's just the reality too. And it's simple, you know what I'm saying? It's simple, but it takes more ears to understand that process and comprehend it. So then it's a collective motion. The collective motion has to stop the overall circumstance from taking place. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have to see the value of that. Like, what's the value in me leaving my oppressor alone? Like, you know what I'm saying? Stockholm Syndrome is gangster right now. Like, people don't even see it. Like, you will fight to be oppressed. Like, yo, this is the right thing to do. This is what you're supposed to do. Your life ain't right if you ain't doing this. It should be driving me crazy. I'm like, damn, yo, the power of the mind is so strong. You can use all that energy to keep people in line to be slaves, but you can't use none of that energy to create something for your own people to bring the value that you need. Like real history. Like what? Like you can die saying that, yeah, I did this and I made sure I did that. But that shit ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody gets out unless everybody gets out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be the image of that. You got to walk that path, and it has to become collective. And this is why not too many might not make it. You know what I mean? Hold on. You know, so you know, and it's levels to it, because you'll see independence take place within the circumference of the options given by the oppressor, right? So you'll feel free, because they'll say you could do that by yourself. You know, that's you over there. And it's like, to me anyway, it's like, why you standing here? What you want? This ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this particular energy that resonates with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the standpoint of the value that they produce as the division. Like, they try to build division so they can set the narrative on the battle, when in fact that shit ain't got nothing to do with the pretense of me wanting to be a creator within myself amongst individuals that are like-minded. That's two different aspects of things, and it's in a conglomerate. So we never get a chance to really understand the basis. We just follow notion. We'll say, yeah, we on this side. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, the value of a king is being able to, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people call themselves kings and queens, and, you know, gods and goddesses. And nobody really understands what those things mean. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the storybooks make them seem like, yeah, that's what I want to be. You know what I mean? And that's cool, I guess. But for the most part, when you understand the dynamics of what the crown is, you know what I'm saying? Not by the relevance of what man stated, but what the crown is. The crown is the top chakra of your shit. You know what I'm saying? The God status is being able to separate that at your highest level. So the crown is right here. The God level is here. You know what I'm saying? So the crown, when you become king of self, you know what I mean? That's for understanding of all chakras and connections. Being able to move comfortable through the physical understanding and be able to connect everything and give in a way that's the jewels of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's where you shine as a king. To stand in the God aspect is understanding the pretense of where you're going to go. That's the top chakra. That's the highest point. So then you start understanding the pretense of where you want to go and who can live your life expectancy by the knowledge that you laid down. You know what I'm saying? By the choices you made in your life from start to end. You know what I'm saying? Like, you become that by understanding you. The job is understanding you. Mastery.